A sad moment as one of our dear interfaces is being laid to rest. If you missed it, TC Helicon has basically shut down here in Canada as per a post on their Discord saying just that. They shut down and laid off everyone. That's a word. Now, if you don't know, these are the people that created all the software updates for the Go XLR, as well as the Go XLR itself. I'm not exactly sure how the company is structured, but I do know that it's basically all the software that's coming to an end, meaning the device will still work with the current setup, so no worries there, but there will be no further updates from them. Now, there is some back and forth and half statements from TC Helicon, but right now, as it stands, there doesn't seem to be much of a future for new Go XLR customers. So if you are already one, you should still be good. But if you're looking at buying something right now, it might not be the best time to invest in a Go XLR. Now, there is some talk about a group of volunteers continuing to release updates for it, though the word volunteers itself does kind of put a damper on that. Either way, a moment of silence for the Go XLR. All right, now that that's over with, what should you buy if you were looking for something like the Go XLR? Well, there are a bunch of units available with different features out there, so get your pencil, sit down, and let's look at what your options are. A lot of this list is going to be dominated by RODE, so buckle up for that, and they do have the entry for the cheapest solution as well. And that is the RODE X lineup with the XCM50 and a bit more expensive with the RODE XDM100. Now, these are just USB mics with a bunch more baked into them. They have DSP processing and routing options. You do get a bunch of utility for your money here, but if you don't like strictly software solutions and you like your buttons and faders, well, there isn't much here in that regard. However, it is a great experience to use, and RODE is known to constantly update and improve their software, unlike some companies. Too soon? Yeah. Sorry. Anyways, the entry cost comes in at $150 for the XCM50 and $249 for the big chunk and dynamic. Next up, we have the PreSonus Revelator IO24, and you can even save a few bucks if you go with the IO44. Decent little units, and again, a bunch of versatility here with quite a bit of support behind it. However, much like the RODE X series, this is mostly software-based control as well, but at least you have a few buttons and knobs to play with. Very feature-rich and lots of learning to do with this one. Now, if you're just getting into audio, this thing might seem a bit overwhelming, but there are a ton of channels out there willing to walk you through it. One bonus that PreSonus boasts over RODE is the inclusion of a DAW called Studio One. It is a fantastic program and my usual go-to on Windows for music. And another bonus for PreSonus is that it just works with Mac. I know RODE was planning on rolling out Unity for Macs, though I don't know if they have yet. Coming in at $300 is the Lewitt Connect 6. Great little interface and a lot of functionality packed into this deceivingly plastic body. Now, that is the one downside to this device, but if you can get past its plastic shell, you'll notice a ton of great features. All the usual suspects are here, including DSP effects, routing, and lots of control over everything. Not as fully fleshed out as the Revelator, or at least it wasn't when I used it last, but still offering up a bunch of versatility. One big boast this thing has is 72 dB of pretty clean gain, something that you will see coming up as we move on throughout the list. Now, I didn't know where to put the next one here. I'm only including it because I'm curious, but do not take this as an endorsement for what it can do. The new Razer audio mixer is out and it goes for around $235 US. Now, I've never used it, but it does look curious and I might just give it a spin. It apparently has all the bells and whistles too, as well as those sought after faders, but I really can't give much more info on it. Now, from what I can see, there's a bit of disappointing gain at just over 50 dB. Again, though, check out some of the reviews on it, and if you desperately want me to review it, let me know down below and I'll see what I can do. Okay, now we're getting a bit more serious with our price, though there is some serious firepower here as well. Next up, at $400 is the RODE Streamer X. And this thing is a beast, and I use it weekly for my live streams. It uses both RODE Central and Unify, and it's got all the DSP routing and fun and games that you're looking for, but with the added benefit of a video capture card. Smart pads for firing sounds or even controlling OBS just makes this thing about as feature-rich as you can get. And if you're a solo content creator and you want the full setup in one sleek box on your desk, this thing should be at the top of your list. It's downright awesome, and yes, it is totally worth the price. And this is where we get into the top tier stuff and really RODE is king. Now, I do have to give a special nod to Mackie in this price point for their DLZ creator, but with its lack of routing, it really isn't in this particular game. But who knows what kind of updates they have planned for that thing. Now, that leaves us with the Rodecaster Duo and the Rodecaster Pro 2. Both amazing units, with the Duo offering 2 XLR inputs and the Pro 2 offering 4. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same experience to the end user. And we all know what they do, right? We haven't been all living under a rock. Probably the best units on the market right now, and the price pretty much reflects it. Now, while you do get what you pay for with both, I do get that cost might be prohibitive for some. So with all that said, perhaps another moment of silence for Goxlr. Sad to see as they set a lot of trends and expectations for many companies to follow suit with. And with them down, this opens up other opportunities for those companies. So then with that said, who are you buying, or are you just staying put with your Goxlr? Let me know down below. Cheers, and thanks for watching.